to my quick review and tutorial of Canon A-1. The Canon A-1 is advanced lever single lens reflect, or we call it SLR. This is 35mm film camera, interchangeable lenses. It was manufactured by Canon Camera. Today they call it Canon Corporation or Corporated. From 1978 to 1985. The shutter speed of this camera is from 30 seconds to 1/1000 a second. Sync speed is 60 seconds. Viewfinder lever display, PC sync socket. This is ISO. From the top there is a exposure preview or step down lever. Exposure preview, and the other one beside it is the memory lock. PC sync for flash. In the lens, this is focusing ring, aperture dial. Here this is multiple exposure lever. This is advanced lever, main switch. This is battery check indicator, shutter release button. This is mode dial, hot shoe mount, viewfinder switch and battery check. Exposure compensation lock, ISO dial, and here's the ISO lock. If you change the ISO, press the side here and then turn. This is the eyepiece shutter lever. You can close the eyepiece right here. Memo holder, rewind button, tripod mount, and this too is for the motorized winding mechanism. Battery loading, you can unscrew this grip right here. Then you can use your nail to pop this one. We're using 6-volt battery or 4 LR44 or equivalent. Positive on the top and negative at the bottom. Slide this grip right here. Let's load the film. To open, leave the rewind lever here. we're going to put Konica 200. Slide the film here. Make sure you align the film on the sprocket. Okay, advance the film until you get to a frame 1. There you go, there's 0. Now you can set your ISO, so set to ISO 200. Press the lock on the side and then turn the ISO dial, so set to 200. You can see. How to set to automatic mode. So make sure you turn your aperture to A. There you go, A. And then turn your mode dial to TV or time value or shutter. And then turn your dial to P or program mode. So the camera will decide what aperture and what shutter speed depending on the light source. All you have to do is just focus the lens. Make sure you're spot on your subject. And that is automatic mode. How to use shutter priority. Shutter priority, just remove the dial to P, so you can choose what shutter you use, and the camera will decide what aperture you're going to use. And aperture priority, you have to turn this dial. Again, make sure your aperture ring is on A, automatic. Slide this mode to AV or aperture value. Here you go, that's aperture value or aperture priority. So right here you can choose what aperture you want. The maximum aperture of this is 2.8. So that's 2.8 there, 2.8 or f22 there. That is aperture priority. There you go. And how to use manual mode. Manual mode, you have to turn your mode dial to time value again, and then disengage the automatic on the lens, so you can choose what aperture right here and what shutter speed you're going to use right here. So while doing manual mode, if you look at the viewfinder, on the left is the shutter speed and the right is the aperture. So you will see the suggested aperture value and the shutter speed you're going to use during manual mode. And if the maximum aperture is blinking, it's underexposed, and if the minimum aperture is blinking, indicates it's overexposed. That is manual mode. Self timer. Self timer, there is a switch right here. This is main switch. A is for the normal one, you can use the camera. L is for the lock. This is 2 seconds and this is 10 seconds. Let's try 2 seconds. You see the lights there. I forgot to tell you how to check the battery. So this is the power for the light meter or the viewfinder. So turn it on and press this battery check. If the red LED light is blinking fast, the battery is good, but if it's blinking slow, your batteries need to change. Right here, so my battery is still okay. Flash photography. Use Canon speed light. Set the film speed right here, 200. Make sure your aperture is set to A right there. So it doesn't matter if you're on TB or AB. Once you put the flash on the hot shoe right here and you turn it on, once the light indicator is ready, your camera automatically will set to 1/60th a second. So it doesn't matter what camera mode you are using. As soon as the camera flash indicator lights on, your shutter will be on the sync mode. Sync mode of this is 1/60th a second, except your shutter speed is set to bulb. If you want to go back to a manual or previous setting, just turn off your lens and you will go back whatever setting you have right here. But once you turn it on your camera and the red, so once you turn it on and the light indicator is on, your camera is going to go back to 1/60th a second. That is the camera flash sync. So that's the flash mode. Step down, or we call sometimes exposure preview, this one. So if you use this, make sure you disengage on automatic. So while turning this and you press this thing, you will see on the viewfinder the actual exposure, if it is bright or dark. Lens mounting. To remove the lens, press the switch right here and then turn. And then if you mount the lens, notice the red dot right here. Just align on this red dot here and then turn. If you're mounting FD lens, So let's remove this. This is FD lens. Anyway, I forgot to mention FD lens is only match or capable using the program mode, aperture, and shutter speed priority. And this is FL lens, also Canon, but this is the different mount. So if you mount this is the red button right here, align on this one, and then turn the silver dial like this. Okay, that's how to mount the FL lens. To remove, same thing, loosen this silver gear. Let's put back the FD lens. Okay, this is the 80 dial lock there. If you want to put in the program mode, program, then A, and then you lock this so you cannot turn anymore, right? Bulb mode, choose your dial to bulb, and then during bulb mode or long exposure we use the remote trigger. Right here. And then once you release, right there. Again, bulb mode, long exposure. It doesn't matter how many seconds you want, so press. Sorry, again. There, press. If you want to release the shutter, press again this thing. That's bulb mode. Or you can use your finger. Yeah, that's bulb mode. Focusing is simply turning the focusing ring. Make sure the split image is aligned like that. Exposure compensation. If you want to lessen the amount of light coming into your camera, just press this button and then turn your compensation dial right here. 1 is the normal one, and then you can turn this. How to shoot multiple exposure? Multiple exposure is like two frame and 2 shots in 1 frame. So just do a normal shot there, and then turn this dial there. So you notice if I crank this, the film will not advance, only charging the shutter. Here you go. Again, third exposure. Charge the shutter. Alright, that's the multiple exposure. See? I use all the film. You can see now it's 24 or 25. It's time to rewind. To rewind, press the rewind button right here, and then simply lift the rewind lever and turn it clockwise. Until you will feel there's no more resistance. You can see also it's turning. There. Then open. There you go. Then I always remove the battery if I'm not using the camera. So that's the Canon A-1 or A-1. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like my video, and if you like it, just hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, and see you on the next one.